Okay, we had a solid week of practice last week. We really focused on ourselves and trying to improve in some areas that we needed to. Transition late in the week and, on our opponent, and tonight we felt like we had a solid practice also.
Gus, is this more than a normal Sunday practice today?
No, we're trying to stay in a routine. We had extra work last week. We tried to make it as normal as Sunday as possible.
Will you still be off tomorrow?
No, we won't. We'll practice.
What's this week been like for you personally? I mean, all the radio, the television spots, what's it been like for you?
I don't think I feel any different than I did. It's just, you had an off week, you had extra time to do some other things like that.
As you said, you've been routine all along, but with practicing tomorrow on Monday and then with the holiday on Thursdays, just kind of affect.
Well, you have extra time, obviously, with the holiday week and all that and everything that goes with it, but at the same time, you try your best to stay in a routine.
Yeah, if you had a chance, just look at Alabama, what kind of team do you see, what are their strengths?
Well, they're extremely talented, and they're good at what they do, and they don't make a whole lot of mistakes.
Kind of shaping up number one defense in the SEC, number one defense, and then number one run offense, really strength on strength. I guess what's going to be the difference?
Well, it'll probably come down to who does it the best. They're going to do what they do, we're going to do what we do, and we'll see what happens.
You think the off week is good for your team this time of year?
No, there's no doubt, especially the emotional game that we had versus Georgia and how everything turned out. It was a physical game, it was an emotional game. Gave our guys a chance to regroup. Also, too, we need to clean up some things. It can't be forgotten that we had a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter and it went down to the very end. So there's a lot of work that we had to do, and it couldn't come at a better time.
Any extra time or conversations with the players about blocking out distractions this week as opposed to other weeks?
Well, we ask our guys to do exactly what they've been doing and just take it one practice at a time, one game at a time. They've done that. But to answer your question, yes. We've been very upfront and very honest with them, and that'll be a big key this week.
One edge Alabama's got over most people is they played on a lot of these top 5, top 10 games over the last few years. What is the challenge in that for your team who hasn't done it as often?
Well, there's been a lot of firsts this year. Each game's been a different challenge for our team, and this is another challenge. And so far our team has risen to the occasion, and we'll need to do it again.
Is Alabama by far the best defense you guys played this year, you think?
I would say, the most talented, probably the best defense.
Have you been surprised at all with where you guys are, in terms of just national picture?
Yeah, I think I said last week, I've really not let my mind go there. We've been so focused on trying to improve and just worried about the next week and just worried about the next opponent. And like I told the guys a few weeks back, we'll worry about all that, patting ourselves on the back stuff after the season, be able to look back and appreciate some things. But when you're in the middle of it, you got to stay grounded, you got to stay focused, and you got to take care of the job. The next job's ahead of you.
Because for you, even as a guy who's been around, to come on a game like this, 2 top 4 teams, all the things mistakes, how hard is it for you to keep yourself just doing things the same way that you always do?
Yeah, really, it's not that tough for me. I don't think it'll be that tough for our team. That anytime you're in a routine of doing what you've done and somewhat successful at it, it's pretty easy to stay in that routine.
Do you work longer hours before games like this, or are you just so confident what you guys have done that you're not in the office later or anything like that?
Well, the later it goes, later in the season, obviously you do everything in your power to help your team be successful, and our coaches are very driven, and we do understand that we're going to have to do our best job, and our players are going to have to do their best job too.